That's not happening.
Okay, if we could all stand for the pledge, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Have the members all had a chance to look at the minutes from last month's meeting?
Yes, I sent you a correction. I think you got it.
Oh, the correction,
Yes,
yes,
okay.
I did that.
Any other discussion? With the date change, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Opposed? Thank you. Okay, rolling right along tonight. First item on the agenda now would be Metcalf's 1215 Shunpike. Hi, Hannah. Come on up. John is not present. Dave was here last week. So just the really Cliff Note short version of the project.
Yeah, sure. So we were sent through zoning to come here for a site plan review to put a covered porch addition onto the house, which is in the 100-foot setback. But I believe we came to you because the total square footage of the new addition is slightly over the 25% of the gross square footage of the house.
27%.
Yeah.
So, last month when you were here, we scheduled a public hearing for tonight. Everybody's okay? I have a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Is there anyone here tonight that would make a comment on the application of Metcalf's at 1215 Shunpike?
Did we receive any letters or anything from this for the public hearing?
I sent it out to the applicant to send out to the.
No.
neighbors.
Did any residents send any?
No emails.
Yep.
No receipt.
Hearing, seeing none. Motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Has all the members had a chance to look at the resolution of approval that has been drafted by Hannah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty standard.
And discussion?
None for me.
Okay.
Just a brief comment. There are no draft minutes that were posted about the last meeting on this, just as a note, and they're supposed to be put in prior to the meeting, so if somebody did want to comment or say something, they would be able to refer.
I will have to notify the town clerk's office, they're the ones that upload that.
Okay, because there's just nothing, there's still nothing on here, and I've been just checking, so if somebody did, I can't imagine it, but if somebody did, they would have no reference.
Thank you. I did want to make sure it wasn't about the,
No, but it's about, but it's not about, yeah.
I get it.
I think that just correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody came to the town clerk, they would be provided with the
Yes.
draft minutes, so.
But if you have this, you're supposed to,
No, I know, but just so that people know we're watching, you always have the ability to come in to the office if something doesn't get posted, you know, like with a outage or something, but it's an important thing.
Is that her process to wait until the meeting minutes are approved at the next meeting, or does she normally post the draft
No,
minutes?
she posts the draft minutes.
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
required to post some type of minutes within, is it 7 days? of the
Yeah, at
minutes?
least 7 days
I thought it-
prior to the meeting.
Yeah.
But with the holiday last week and the storms, I
can understand why.
Yeah.
I will make a note to. Sorry, back to the business at hand. Discussion on the resolution. Motion to approve,
So moved.
and second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
No problem, thank you. It will take a minimum of 60 days before all the bills are in, before we know where the escrow tracking ends up,
Okay.
just so you know.
Understood. Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you all.
And there'll be the site plan for you to sign on that one too, right? 'Cause they added the signature blocks like we asked them to.
Yep.
So that's been done.
Next item. I don't even want to butcher this. I'm just, Old Route 82. Krulwich?
Yes,
Okay.
good. Try.
So this is a pre-application meeting request.
Yes.
Okay. What do you got in mind? What are you thinking?
So I just printed out some sort of 11 by 17 if you want to look, just the parcel. So we bought this parcel in January, okay? It's quite an unusual shape. It was the former Greenbrier Nursing Home, which you guys are probably familiar with. Our current thought, there's two buildings sort of attached to each other. There's a 1920s era farmhouse style building, like this is to here, and then there's a 1970s addition, which you've probably driven by, which is in very poor shape. Our current thought, and Michael Sloan, Sloan Architects, been working with us closely, is redeveloping that into residential multifamily property. The current thinking, if you flip to the second page, Anna has it there, is tearing down the 1970s style building and rehabbing the farmhouse into 8 apartments, which is here. And then also having 4 townhouse units, semi-attached, so 2 semi-attached townhouses next to it. So we're having this meeting to try to understand what is needed in terms of planning board, or zoning board of appeals to try to push forward with this project, and what next steps might be. Michael has been working quite hard, and we have a rendering on the 3rd page also to give you a sense, trying to fit in with sort of the country aesthetic of the area.
It's very good looking.
Thank you, trying to make it
I mean, it looks just
fit
like the
in.
neighborhood.
So if
Not
you're,
like apartments.
if you're standing here, you'd be like in the parking lot where the buses are, and you're looking at that over there. That's the current thinking, and Michael worked hard trying to evaluate.
It looks much nicer than it currently looks.
Yeah, right now, it's basically a condemned building, the 1970s edition. The roof is leaking, it's literally collapsing inside.
Would
But
there be any part of the existing structures? I know the one is in pretty bad condition, but the other part of it, would any of this?
So, yeah,
Is this is what it.
that is the existing farmhouse fixed
Okay.
up,
Yeah, so
And
there,
the other part, the 70s edition, would be.
Right
removed,
there.
and
this
would
is
be this.
rehabbed here,
Mhm.
and there's, behind it, there's sort of more, sort of like a T shape, and then this is new and this is new. Those
So the 2 new
buildings.
buildings are, you can see we dashed in underneath
Got it.
the 1970s.
These are the townhomes.
Yes,
And then this is the apartments.
yes.
I guess
Yeah,
it goes
so
back behind this.
Yes.
It goes straight back. It actually existing does that. And it's all chopped up into, resident rooms with lots and lots of bathrooms as a nursing home.
So, sorry, I'm confused. This is the front of the existing property?
Yes.
And so it goes way far back?
Yes, you
Correct.
can't really see it in this photo too well, yeah. It's quite a,
And this is the existing structure.
Okay, got it.
right.
And then these are additional parking places, and these are parking places?
Correct.
And then this would be a green space?
Yeah, and then behind, like, if you go to the
Yeah, let me
first
go to this.
page, this is, you're looking at like this in the first, and then this is like currently like woods right now.
And that's a 4 acre total, okay.
Right, so it's sort of like 2 acres in the front and then another 2 acres in the back. What made it challenging was, that, we looked at trying to subdivide it like as a single family, but the rear 2 acres are tricky to access considering the shape of the lot.
So right now,
So-
there's no plan to do anything to that second part that's in the back?
Correct.
Yeah,
Leave it
It remain
open.
green space.
We thought that would be good because
The
there'd
their
be
neighbor's
no,
right behind.
a lot of, maybe 4 or 5 neighbors behind there, so.
And do you have a sense of, so this would be 8, and these would be 2 and 2.
Mhm.
And this may be too early to ask, but how many bedrooms per unit? Do you have any sense of that yet or not yet?
They
Current
are
thinking is 3 or 4,
Per unit?
per unit.
yeah.
Currently, the plan is showing 3.
Okay.
So,
What was the occupancy of the Greenbrier?
32 dwellings, they call it, in the health department wise.
And one of the, just to note,
There's like septic and all the.
it's not septic, it's sewer.
It's hooked
Yeah,
up to
so-
the village sewer.
So it already has approved existing 30 bedrooms it's approved to for the existing capacity, which is one of the reasons why we found it attractive, because it already
There's a-
sewered into the system.
There's a pump station in the back, which we're still existing and maintaining, that pumps it to the village.
So there, you said 32 bedrooms or 30 bedrooms?
I'd have to get back to you. I think the exist 32?
It was 32.
Right,
So the number of bedrooms in these 3 units would be,
below that.
what would be
8,
what?
8,
24 plus.
20,
8 plus,
36, 9, 12.
3 times
8,
12.
Plus
Yeah,
8
yeah.
is 20.
20,
20.
20. So it'd be 20 bedrooms where they're currently, it's
30,
built out for 30
32.
bedrooms. 32 bedrooms.
right.
And these would be single apartments in the original structure?
Or 1 bedrooms.
And then, sorry, 2 entrance here, entrance there.
Correct. It's like 2 family.
Like a duplex, two
Yeah,
duplexes.
it's a duplex.
Yeah, 2 duplexes.
Yeah.
And 1 unit that would have 8 one-bedroom apartments.
Right. And as, from my viewpoint, when I was doing the zoning research, the town of Washington really doesn't have a zoning for this type of multi-use.
I know.
they don't.
So
And-
we're proposing something that admittedly is not per, but I know the goal for even New York State as a whole is to do more projects like
It's
this.
been brought up repeatedly about finding affordable housing.
And this week, when
you know.
they came to us, that was our first suggestion was, it's like, it's a denser neighborhood with the bus depot across the street. It's kind of a nice, and the property being already had 32 and kind of a commercial use to it. It seemed like an ideal place to do something like this for the town of Washington.
I just had a
It's
question on
stuck-
the parking
I
spaces.
can't think of any, oh, yeah.
I just had a question on the parking spaces on the plan. It looks like in the top corner it says 28 spaces, but then I think then it looks like there's 16 in one spot and 8 in the other. There's 24.
That may have been,
No, so it's basically 16, it's 2 spaces
Right.
per dwelling unit.
so currently, there's 20, currently the setup is in that, the farmhouse on Maple Hill Drive, there's 16 spaces for 8 units. And then for the townhouses, there's 2 spaces per each unit, so there's 8 there.
So, yeah, so
If
24.
there was 24, if there was some language in 28, that might have been a mistake.
Yes, it's 24. And it's kind of following the 2 per dwelling.
So we don't have zoning for this, right?
So
I
we
think it might
can't.
be helpful to hear from Aaron, because
I have a couple of thoughts, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm Aaron Werner, I'm with AKRF, we're planning consultants to the
Sure.
planning board and the ZBA. We were asked to take a look at this, high-level look, because it's a
Oh,
free
yeah,
app,
that's-
so we don't
that's
usually
where we
know.
are too.
Escrow to fund any time on it, so, but basically, the RH1 zone that you're in here, the principal uses that are permitted is single-family. You could do, with a special permit, you can do a two-family, and that's really it. There's no multifamily provision in the code for the town of Washington, so it's not a permitted use in the RH1. If there was a subdivision of this, maybe you could do a two-family per lot to make the density, be allowed, right? But I don't think you can do up to 12 because, like you said, the lot is kind of a weird shape. It would be hard to create 4 lots out of that. And you would have to meet the minimum acreage for 1 acre. You would also have to meet, if you wanted to do a flag lot, it would have to be like double the acreage, or 1.5 times the acreage, I believe. So those are the hurdles you have to deal with. It's just not a permitted use in this zone.
Correct.
So the avenues to go with are a use variance with the ZBA, which is tough, or the town board amending this district to have multifamily, which is also a long haul thing. And
Right. I mean, we'd probably go in looking for ZBA for a use variance. I mean, it's kind of following, it is following New York State's new guidelines from Kathy Hochul. So, and she's pushing hard for all towns to accommodate things like this legally.
yeah, I'm familiar with it.
And that's why she's even not even doing the full seeker project like this. The current thing is to even is doing the short form, not the long form for a project like this. So, I mean, that's part of the problem with the town of Washington is they do not accommodate multifamily housing, which is a violation of the Fair Housing Act. So that's why the state is trying to correct that throughout the state, not just here.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And is the zoning, it looks like the zoning, there's no standard zoning in this area anyway, so.
Yeah,
It's
one of
mixed.
the,
It's
one of the things,
commercial, residential throughout the neighborhood.
if you look at the actual uses of buildings surrounding that, there are a number of properties that are acting as two families in that area around there.
Small lots.
Yeah.
And commercial, so we have the bus depot, which is commercial. There's an office building here.
There's a building on 343 here that was converted into apartments right off the map. It's right on the corner there.
The brick one with the chickens?
I think so, I'm not sure, but yeah. So we were hopeful that.
We're also saying that's setting up precedents for this neighborhood.
Yeah,
I think the-
it's just, you have to go to the.
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
No, we're saying that
Right.
for the legal
I guess-
process would be ZBA.
Have
Yep.
you, and I know again, it's early days, but have you given any thought to things like water usage, given, it's obviously, it's good and it's bad that it ties in to the village existing,
Water.
water system, but I can anticipate, given how people have responded to projects in the past.
So in terms of water usage, it's going to be a lot lower demand than the previous use
Okay.
of a nursing assisted living facility, which
with
is
a
extremely
cafeteria, full
high.
kitchen,
That is extremely
serving
high
others
water
people.
use in terms of,
Beds and
yes,
just having a
commercial.
hospital, like it's.
Yeah, commercial kitchens
Yeah.
and beds and washing.
Number of residents and.
Yeah.
Way more water than what this is proposed.
Yeah, and I think that's an important point to highlight in any
Right.
presentation, because I know that's something that is always, on the mind of people who are looking at these projects, is how is it going to impact the water usage?
And
And
we've.
oftentimes, the demand goes up for all kinds of services around it when there's development of a piece of land, but it sounds like the development that you're proposing is less demand.
Yeah, we're also
Is it
decreasing the lot
decreasing?
coverage too,
Yeah.
from the existing.
I mean, it's a really it's a really
very
interesting
interesting.
idea, and that place has been sitting there like that. I drive that just about every day, and it's unsightly, and this looks very nice. We just don't have any power here.
Well, we understand that.
Yeah.
Which is why we wanted to have this meeting.
First step
up.
is,
Yeah.
your first step is gonna be ZBA.
Right.
Yeah, and I've spoken with the engineer that designed the pump system, and they're, happy to help take a look, and have a discussion about anything related to water and, you know, what the capacity is. But his general opinion was that what we're proposing would be less strain on the system than what the previous use was.
And would these be rentals or for sale?
Our current thing is rentals,
Okay.
yeah.
And, I mean, I'm just curious, do you have a sense of what the rentals would be? Do you have, I mean, that's probably too far down the road, but I'm just.
We're not sure yet, to be honest with you. We're taking a look at that.
But you're not, are you proposing any kind of, you know, subsidized housing, or this is just regular old rentals?
Not at this time,
Okay.
just rental complex.
It's a great idea. You're not to the point where we can really do anything
Of course.
for you, you know, I mean, the drawings look great, the uses,
Yeah, we just
I'll
wanted
just
to
add
see your
one-
initial reaction to
Your-
this
I think it's a great,
outside
great
of
to
it.
idea.
piggyback
And it
off
looks
what
so
you were
much nicer
saying.
than existing.
about the governor's recent changes and the Let Them Build initiative and those changes to the seeker regulations that just came out end of May. For a municipality that has zoning, isn't urbanized, but has municipal connections, a previously disturbed site, they actually made a threshold 100 units allowed without seeker. Like, it would be exempt from seeker. You could do 100
Yeah,
units.
that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what the law says now. I mean, obviously,
Because
there's
there's
going
not
to be a
enough
lot
housing
of,
for workers.
yeah.
Oh, no, I'm totally in favor
Yeah.
of that. I just always, I think sometimes when you don't go through the seeker process.
I'm not saying
sort
to
of a
propose
step
100
forward, you know,
units,
one
but
step forward,
It's-
10 steps
My
That's what they
understanding is
did.
it's up to 100, like.
Up to
for
100.
Projects up to 100 units, so this is.
You could be
12
exempt if you do
units.
over, right, it's 12, I'm saying. It's a big change, like a lot of upstate communities are having a hard time with this. So I just wanted to point that out to the board. That's something that, you know, your town fits in that. It has zoning. There's some areas that have municipal utility connections that have been previously disturbed. A lot of areas of the town have septic and wells, so it's not applicable, but a site like this would, we would take a look at that.
Would it be a type 2, you mean?
Yeah, it would be a type 2, technically, according to the law. It doesn't require an EAF or a seeker process.
Because there's no
That's
septic
according
or
to the
well.
new law, right?
That's the recent changes that just came out at the end of May.
May.
Yeah. And it's not, like I said, it's not something that's gonna affect the whole town. There's certain spots in
Correct.
towns in
In
Dutchess
this
County
town.
that fit this, and urban areas, quote unquote, like Poughkeepsie, and Newburgh, it would be like a 300 unit cap for, in a similar situation. So it's a big change. It's just a lot of consulting firms like ours are still figuring it out, how it affects what we do, and a lot of towns are grappling with it, and there's been lawsuits are being discussed.
Proceed with caution.
Yeah, so, yeah, but I wanted to make the board aware of this, like, because they're likely to come in and make a case for no seeker, so I just wanted to make you aware that they would have a strong case on that.
Have you considered doing more housing to make this sort of like its own little village and doing more? Or is that?
You ready to prove that?
I mean,
It's also, you gotta balance this also with, you know, the market for the town of Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm involved with the Bennett Park and the Thorne Building, so that's gonna create a bigger draw too when we're done those projects.
I
One
really
is-
like the idea that you're, for now, keeping that green space, because it is a buffer to the people who own homes that back to it.
We had early drawings of more units, and the current thought was that would make make a lot more we have to put a lot more parking in, which would make it more and more out of conformance with what's there. So we tried to, if you look at the lot coverage of what we're proposing, it's actually less than what's there right now with the current
Yeah, I mean, I'd say if you're
configuration.
gonna try to go for a use variance, that you should try to hit every other requirement as close as you can on zoning.
Right.
Correct.
As far as coverage, parking, density, things like that, you know, just to, because, yeah, I don't think much more than this on this site would fit with the character of the neighborhood.
Well, and the requirements for use variances are quite high. I believe they
Yeah.
can't be granted if there's a self-created issue, which in this case it would be. I think it will
preclude the grant of a use variance. Of course, I'm not advising you to proceed with that application, but I think that will be a significant hurdle you'll have to.
Yeah, you might want to have an attorney on your team.
Okay.
Just a recommendation.
Yeah.
This is just an aesthetic
Anyone from the
question.
town?
Sure.
Is there any way to put, I guess it's hard for these people, but to put the parking to the side so that you just have an open view? Because this is nice on the side. I guess it doesn't really matter.
The goal is to landscape it, try to go landscape in front of it.
It's tucked in though, it's kind of tucked in there
Yeah,
where it is.
and we're trying to build where the existing building is.
I think it's great.
So I mean, where it's already been disturbed only.
I would say though, I just in case anybody wants to know my view, I would be totally opposed to skipping a secret review, and I think that's, it's one of these things that sounds like it's to the benefit of the applicant, but ends up not being to the benefit of the applicant, because you end up getting challenges to the project,
Yeah.
whereas and that's what I mean by one step
So,
forward, 10 steps back.
Here's
is
the
that
thing with
you-
that, too, like, the lead agency has 120 days to decide if they're gonna make it exempt or not, according to the new law. So, whether that's the ZBA or this board, the lead agency has to make that exemption finding.
You fast forward and if the legislation goes, actually, we didn't think this one through, it's not helping, it's hurting applicants, because now they're in lawsuits.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of scrambling going on, yes.
Your attorney could advise you on,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes it's just cleaner just to do secret.
Fun.
There's a couple steps.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Thanks for
I
coming.
think the idea is great. It's a really great looking
We've been
drawing.
talking a lot about this.
Yeah, and this issue of affordable housing, more dense housing, like this has come up repeatedly in the town, and there's a need for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's, Bennett Park was just built, it's walking distance to that, it's walking distance to town, so we thought there were a bunch of advantages to the location.
I think we all agree.
And it's a reduced demand compared to what was used for previously.
Correct.
It's a much better use for that
Yeah.
neighborhood.
And it's
Yeah.
prettier.
Do you know when that use ceased there at the?
Texture
2 years-
T111
a
all
year and a
over the
half,
place.
2 years ago. There was a,
So just so you know, you go in, they still have like the coffee mugs and cups on the counters.
Oh,
It was that,
Wow.
like, you're out, the
It
state.
was sudden.
they had problems with, I think, the state, they were operating and shut them down, and then I
So
think
about a year and a half?
Kicked them out instantly.
Might be more than that even.
2 years could be,
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Well, if the town has already identified the multifamily as something that there may be some demand or need, then maybe the town board would be receptive to a rezoning application. And that could, again, not legal advice that I'm giving you, the applicants, but could potentially be an easier path for
Correct.
use variance.
Right. I just went through that process for the Thorn building. We changed the zoning law for that project.
So you know your two paths that you can take here.
Yes.
okay. We appreciate your guys' time and listening
Yeah,
to us.
thanks for coming.
No problem,
It's a
thank you.
great idea.
You can keep those,
This is really
And
interesting.
it looks pretty nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
I mean, if I owned property in there, I'd be happy that something pretty like this was going in.
All right, guys, thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. How did I lose my last scheduled item on our agenda is the Bachmans. Now,
Good evening.
good evening.
I'm just his assistant.
What do you mean just?
Okay. Everybody has seen the application, but if you'd just like to explain it really quick for everybody who's...
Well, we have what has been called a guest house in our backyard, essentially. And it was given a variance for setbacks.
Okay.
We have all of that already put in writing. Now we're looking to rent it for commercial, or not commercial, but residential use.
Mhm. Accessory residential housing.
Yep, accessory residential housing.
Yes.
That's what the...
That's what
So-
they call it in the code.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do have we have a copy of the variance. It's
Okay.
been scanned in. Lisa has that.
I didn't see that yet.
They do have a CO
Okay.
on the building. That has been done.
See?
Yeah, sure, thank you.
The ag,
See?
the ag data statement, ag data statement, I just saw that on my way in. So I know you got that in.
Are these
Yeah.
copies for us, or are these originals that
Do you have PDFs of all this stuff that they can?
I emailed everybody.
Oh, good,
I
okay.
think,
Yep.
I think that's our.
I'll give it back, I'll give it back.
That might
It's
be
all in
what
the
it
email.
is.
It's-
I don't know if I
Yeah.
got
I
that.
think Lisa emailed it yesterday.
Yes.
And the ag statement was
Did you
today.
include me on that?
I just saw that.
Yeah.
There are some things that were emailed on Thursday.
Well, I mean, a lot of us, I certainly didn't have power till
That's
last
fine.
night, so it's possible we didn't get everything.
Yeah, just forward me the email. It's fine. So there's a lot of comments that it sounds like are gonna go away from my memo, but I'll let the board, if you guys want, if you have anything first before me, go ahead. Questions or anything.
I happened to be in the building yesterday morning when they came in.
Okay.
With the copy of the variance. So we had a little conversation yesterday morning, and the variance, the CO, and the ag data statement all got done.
Yep, I see that. Okay. Was that variance for lot size too? Or just this is setbacks?
It has included in it the .68 acres in the variance, I think, I'm pretty sure.
I'll take a look.
Give me
This is
one.
just the negative deck, oh wait. No, it's not. It's site plan. I'm gonna have to review this document. I'm confused about where this is. This is a prior planning board approval. And it looks like it references a use variance granted by the ZBA. But I'm gonna have to see more about what this, and if we have also the ZBA documents that demonstrate the grant of this, at least this and potentially additional variances, that would be helpful as well.
Yeah, so I called out 2 potential variances in the comments. One of them was about possibly side and rear yard setbacks because it's right up against the corner of the lot, but it sounds like you've gotten that, or you have that. The other was that for RL5 zoning, the minimum acreage is 10 acres. To have accessory residential housing, and it's a .68 acres, so that would be a variance too. But did you get that variance taken care of?
So no.
Okay.
We were told that the property at .68 acres predated that zoning, and
Okay.
so was grandfathered.
So it's, okay, pre-existing non-conforming lot?
Yep.
Okay.
The partial building was there when we bought when we
Okay.
bought the house and the property.
I see.
It was about half the size, but we didn't go back. We came forward
Okay.
toward
Yep.
the main house with the addition, which the variance allowed us to do.
Okay. You have county health department approval for water and sewer, or septic for both units, the house and the guest house, I assume?
I'm sure we got it.
I'm sure we got it.
But the
yeah.
builder,
Okay.
New Dimensions was the builder, and I'm sure he got all of that approved. There was already.
They were built at separate times, so,
The original building was there when we bought it by
Mhm.
the owner, the previous owner.
Okay.
And that had a bathroom tied into the existing septic at the
Okay.
time. So nothing changed
Okay.
except room.
Space.
A living room and a bedroom was added on to the existing kitchen, bathroom, and existing
Yeah,
little
the
bedroom.
septic and the water
Mhm.
were grandfathered in
okay.
because they already existed.
I know typically it's based on number of bedrooms, so including the primary residence, if they're also counting the guest house in that, and it's approved, and it's sized accurately,
And we
then,
have the COO, so
Okay.
it must have been, right?
well, it's different than health department approval, but, yeah.
Doesn't that say something about health department?
No, it's just for building
First time
permits.
to have a building zone permit, find the work performed is in compliance with the work described in the approved application. Thereof, this premises may be occupied and used.
That,
I'm just not sure where the use variance is coming from, Aaron.
I don't think it was a use variance. I think it was area variances for the setbacks and the,
This doesn't refer to area variances at all, it only refers to a use variance.
okay. I have to see it. I didn't see it yet, so I don't know what it says.
I just thought you would know. Magic.
No. Well, I mean, if it's,
Well, I know by magic. If
if it's, I mean, if it's, it doesn't, wouldn't need a use variance if it's accessory residential housing is permitted by special permit. So,
Unless it was right, was it a use variance because of the size of the lot and accessory?
probably,
So they just
yeah,
pulled a different avenue?
it's possible.
But I didn't see mention of area variances in that.
It was almost 30 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Times do change.
I'm just curious, why wasn't it, why didn't you seek special permit back then through the planning board if it was gonna be a guest house the whole time? Was it just for, I guess now you wanna, okay, now you wanna rent it out as like a,
Right, so
Okay,
when
an
we
apartment.
asked for the permits,
mhm,
we had a specific thing in mind, right? We had elderly folks that
Mhm.
were gonna stay there,
Okay.
relatives.
yep,
And then even after they passed away, my wife's mother and father stayed out there
mhm,
and lived out there. They contributed to expenses.
sure,
Now, we don't have any more elderly folks that
Mhm.
can stay there, so we need to rent it out in
Okay.
order to make the property viable.
yeah, so that's a special permit, so you're in the right place for that. I guess, let me just run through any comments that haven't been addressed. Sounds like you addressed all the application stuff. The survey was a little hard to read, but I'm sure you have a better copy.
There it is,
so
right there.
That's
Yep.
fine. And this can serve as the plan, right, like the special permit plan,
Yep.
quote unquote. So I don't think there's an issue with that, because it's all existing, there's nothing changing. There were some questions in here we had about the use. It's only one unit, right?
Correct.
2 parking spaces is the minimum required, so yeah, I'm sure you have enough room for 2.
We have
The driveway looks pretty big.
Yeah.
enough room for 7, yes.
It looks like I can see at least 4 cars parked on there.
Yep.
It's
And there's-
82
Looks like you
feet
could
by
park
35 and a
twice that.
half feet.
And you're the owner of the primary residence, and you'll be still living in that?
So there's 4 of us that
Okay.
co-own the property,
Uh-huh.
mom and dad and us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, we.
Okay, because it requires owner occupancy
Yep,
of
we'll be
the
there.
site. Okay. So I don't think it needs area variances if you have those, but I think if you have resolutions from the ZBA, because this is a planning board resolution, so if you can produce all the ZBA documentation, if you have that,
I
Um,
don't think that we do.
would the
There
town
was-
have it?
Where do we go from
We,
there?
yeah, we
As
didn't,
far back as that is, I'd
Yeah.
have to go in the basement to look.
Okay.
Actually.
But if they ended up
Because
with-
it is not digital
yeah.
on my computer.
but if they ended up at the planning board,
they must-
shouldn't they
the
have
planning
already
board-
been to the ZBA first?
Wouldn't have been allowed to grant that had there not been a variance already granted by the
Yeah, so
ZBA.
that's a negative.
Just isn't,
That long
And
ago?
the
Just site
contractor
plan
would have done
approval.
that, right? Or
I don't know that
would
the
have
code
been
has changed that
responsible.
much.
I remember we went to one meeting,
Yeah,
and that was to get the
I don't know what the
variance.
Maybe they
contractor
didn't
went,
have,
Yeah.
right?
is it the zoning board?
So it
It
says the
was
ZBA.
2000.
Yeah, so this says, the applicant has received a use variance from the town zoning board. The ZBA has conditioned its approval on the proposed guest house not being used for rental. The applicant has stated that the purpose of the expansion is to provide housing for 2 elderly family members only. So that's why it required site plan as a guest house, addition to the house, basically. So it has site plan approval already. I mean, the setbacks would have been flagged, but if not, because it's non-conforming, then yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. The rear and side yard setback should have been kind of identified back then.
Should have,
Yeah.
but we should have evidence of that before we grant further approvals based on the grant of a previous area variance, I assume?
Yeah. Well, it says use.
Right,
on
and
here.
that's another confusing thing to me, is that it cites as a use variance and not area variances.
Yes.
So realistically, it wouldn't be that onerous, because it's gonna be a type 2 action to
Procedure,
get
yeah.
new area variances, but I think it would be better to have Lisa check in the basement, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think it would be worth doing, just because even though it's a pre-existing, even though it's a grandfathered lot,
Yeah.
you would still, in 2000, if you were putting something there, it would need to comply with setbacks still. So,
So there
Well,
may have been a ZBA.
there should have been an area variance for setbacks from the ZBA.
But
And it,
And this is only referencing use variance for it not being a rental, but being used as a, I guess, just as a guest house.
Yeah, I don't know
That's weird.
what that.
That is weird. That was very short-sighted.
So,
on our part.
Yeah.
but it's there. But just to catch it up, if there's no record of there being area variances for the setbacks, it might make sense to go to the zoning board of appeals, get that taken care of, and then you'll come back here for special permit, and then we'll go through the rest of the process with the planning board. It's unfortunate, but that's the best
we
procedure.
have roughly 10 days before the zoning board of appeals has a deadline for their next meeting.
Yeah,
Ballpark.
July 21st is the deadline for the submission
I'm
for
sorry?
August meeting.
For the ZBA?
July 21st?
For the
It's not a
ZBA?
seeker issue.
I
For
thought
next
it was
month.
the
Deadline for
21st.
submission for applications for
It doesn't have
August
area
meeting.
variances for the
Oh, for the
setbacks.
August
It's
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
procedure.
But they've already-
Yeah.
So we need, first things first, we need to find out what approvals are already in place. And then once we find out what's in
Type two.
place, hopefully it's in the basement,
Need an
we'll identify what is now needed, and then that will be the complete application, which will say, you're seeking a special use permit and these specific area variances if necessary. And then I assume if you go to the ZBA, then the ZBA will say it's type 2 action and can hopefully just act upon those area variances forthwith.
in one meeting.
Can I just, and I'm admittedly a little bit confused, but if,
Me too.
if we by some miracle find in the basement an area variance, right, that solves the setback problem, then do we need to do anything? Because this special permit seems to cover, the special use permit seems to cover the proposed. If that's the because this says, right, whereas the planning board has considered all reasonable related long-term, short-term, and cumulative environmental effects associated with the Bachman Guest House expansion use, including other simultaneous or subsequent actions. I mean,
This is for site plan, not
It's a
special
site
permit.
plan.
yeah, okay. All right.
But
So it's technically not a special use permit, it's an accessory dwelling unit. It's gonna be rented out.
Okay.
And you don't think you have anything at home that would be a record of the ZBA?
We looked everywhere.
26 years ago, I can't.
I mean, I was happy to find what I did.
So the reason I was bringing up the deadline was that gives Lisa about 7 days to go into the basement to try to find.
If,
And then still have time to,
if there's anything I can do to help you.
Yes,
I'll bring
we
you
will help
coffee.
you.
Take you up on that.
Coffee, donuts, whatever you
It's probably
want.
cool down there.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's cool.
I'll bring you lunch.
I'm not raising
Okay,
any
yeah, I'll take you up on
that.
that.
Okay.
See spider webs and,
Okay.
so I think other than if we can find the variance, I think we've satisfied pretty much everything else on the checklist. If we can come up with that, if we can come up with a variance in the basement, then you're gonna have everything done. If we don't, then your next step is gonna be to apply to the ZBA
Okay.
for the use variance.
And
Area variance.
Area variance.
Does it make sense
Sorry,
for
I'm-
them to apply to the ZBA now to get in under the?
Yes.
Well, they have 10 days. That's why I'm
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to print the application off and
Right,
start
right.
filling
Yeah.
it out while you're at home, but
When
Just
is,
in case.
when is the ZBA meeting?
July,
August,
Deadline is July something.
yes.
Yeah, I would assume,
deadline is July 21st, and August meeting is August 18th.
So is this a formality, or is there a possibility that they don't grant us this?
There's always a possibility.
It's there already.
It
So
sounds like this
the-
already has been done.
The side yard setback requirement is 75 feet in this zone, and it's
Right.
100 for the
And it's-
rear. So you just have
We're
to
6 or 8 feet.
get the exact relief you're gonna need,
Mhm.
right? So like 94 feet of
Whatever it
relief
is,
or whatever.
yeah.
Just make sure you have that clear to them, and just explain the history. It's already there, and show them the history. If there's only that use variance record, I'm sure they'll question why they didn't issue setback variances at the same time, but that's, yeah, I mean, they might not even need me to come to the meeting, if you give them a clear application, so.
So it could essentially be the one setback and the lot size?
It sounds like the lot size not because of it being previously, or a non-conforming lot already,
Mhm.
like before the zoning was in place. It's pre-existing non-conforming.
Right. Yeah. Is that how the town usually goes about it? If the lot is non-conforming, even though there's gonna be a potential change or there's a present application?
But there's no construction.
Yeah.
This building's already
There's no
here.
change.
It's just use change. It's just rental
And
instead
a new
of a
approval
guest
to be
house.
granted?
Yeah, I mean, the lot
I-
size thing can be, you could bring it up as a possible thing to the ZBA if you go in for these setbacks, and they could do it all just, well, they could, I mean, they could do it all in one shot. Like, it might be something that,
Then the lot and all the structures are all legally conforming. And you won't have it, if you have any future changes, you won't have to,
yeah.
well, Lisa will have to go back to the basement, but other than that. you won't have to-
And so my question, another question is, if we choose to sell the property, does all of this transfer to the new owner?
Yes.
Special use permits do,
Yeah.
yes.
Good. Great.
Yeah.
Okay? Well,
Okay, so
Yeah, I just
Is
think
that a
before
path?
you
if I
go-
have to, I will come in and go to the basement.
Let me know when you do, and I seriously will bring you lunch.
Unfortunately, it will not be tomorrow, because I will be unfortunately in late. I have a personal matter I have to take care of before.
Just let us know by email
I
when you
will.
go in and we will bring you
Absolutely.
lunch.
Take a look at the code too and see if the lot size thing is an issue that you need to be prepared to address too.
Okay. I don't know
Thought we-
how to address that, other than,
Well, we'll look at the non-conforming lots
Uh-huh.
language and see
Okay.
what it says, and we'll talk.
very good.
So,
Okay.
So I guess-
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for coming in.
I can't remember the last time we had anything end and let's go check the basement. It's been a while.
Well, normally, yeah, nobody wants to go in the basement. Bobby Audio was the only one who ever went in the basement.
I think we need a record of the number of times the word basement has been used in the
Any other non-agenda business to come before the board?
Not unless you have the list on public hearing waivers, essentially,
I do, but I don't.
next meeting.
I did want to let you know that I have received 2 emails today with
Forward them to me.
invoices
Yeah,
that,
forward them to me.
Oh, those are fake.
What's happening is
Yeah, don't
pay
them.
emails
You
are
mentioned
been
that,
going
yeah.
out. Anything that you get, forward it to me. I forward it to the town clerk. She forwards it to the attorney general.
got it, will do.
Very good,
Thank you.
And there's no extra charges.
No.
Not yet.
If there is, you'll hear
You
from me
get a bill.
personally.
These are the scam
Even
windows.
if
I'm
it's
sorry?
says my
Scam
name
windows.
on it,
Yep.
Still going on.
you'll hear
It's still
from
going.
me
I don't know how they're doing it, but they're,
Thank you.
it hasn't seemed to have changed.
Yeah, I saw the one that Tallowin Farm got, and
Yep.
he forwarded it to me and was like, or he responded saying, "We're gonna pay this. Don't worry." I'm like, "Don't.
Yeah.
It's fake."
Don't.
But that's amazing how they're doing. Wow. But that new process with the application is a good idea. Personal and
Well, somehow, someway they are
Still-
bypassing us.
oh,
They
no.
are still finding
really.
Way to
a
access.
way.
Because that application was 2 parts.
I wonder if they're searching
Yes.
using AI to like search the parcel.
Are you guys
owners.
including something in the responses about, you know, please,
That's crazy.
something about these
I
funds?
do all the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Thanks.
I've been doing a lot of phone calls
That's nice.
to the applicants, letting them know that, you know, I have received the information, or if there's something urgent that, say, Aaron or Hannah needs for them to bring to the meeting, I'll call them and let them know that I'm gonna email them that list, and I also let them know on the phone.
It's got to be vigilant about it.
It
Yeah.
does.
Saying like it's only
It
going to come
is.
from
Yeah.
official town email.
That's bananas.
If there's no other business, I'll entertain a motion to close the meeting.
There's just one little thing. Next meeting says
Oh.
July 7th, 2026 at 6, and it just should be. in
I
there.
already
That was
changed
changed.
that.
That was the date change.
Yeah.
So moved.
Oh, that's fine.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.